So let's read on. Not Ezekiel 37 verse 23. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all of their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their God. So the context here is both Judah and Israel have sinned against God. Neither of them have kept covenant with purity. So it says in the New Testament, all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. All have sinned, not some. So we have an end to pagan-based traditions within both the house of Judah and the house of Israel. And within Christianity, we had the corruption which became Catholicism, where paganism was introduced. And we had people bowing down to statues and worshipping the Queen of Heaven, worshipping Mary, the Queen of Heaven. And we read about the Queen of Heaven in the Old Testament, and it was actually the house of Judah that was involved with worshipping the Queen of Heaven. And within folk Judaism and Kabbalah, we have the use of pagan amulets, and we have this Hamsa hand. We saw a picture of that before. We have all sorts of practices like creating golems and I don't even want to get into that, divination, and all sorts of practices and using sacred Torah knowledge in an occultish way for selfish purposes. So all of these things are an abomination to the Lord. Now let's get back to Ezekiel 37 and the Valley of Dry Bones vision. And just as we've read in Ezekiel 34 and in Jeremiah and other places, in Amos, David, my servant, shall be king over them, and they shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments and observe my statutes and do them. So David is mentioned not just in one prophecy, but in a number of prophecies that he's going to be raised up. And when it says David, it means David, not Yeshua. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. So in the previous verse, David was going to be a king, and here he's a prince. So there is an idea that there is somebody above him. And who is that? Well, it's Yahweh, and it's Yahweh's son, Yeshua HaMashiach, who is both God and man. He shall be called the mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Yeshua said, he who has seen me has seen the Father. I and the Father are one. Okay, so Yeshua is the Son, and he is one with the Father, and David is going to reign as king under him. Yeshua is the King of Kings, but David is the King of Israel under him. So we've had a look at Ezekiel 37, and we have one last chapter which is related to what we've just read. In Amos 9 we read about the kingdom, the house of David that's going to be raised up. So let's have a look at that now briefly.